Hello and welcome everybody. It's Rose Smith here from AbsoluteSoulSecrets.com. Thanks so much for joining me today. I'm here with the December monthly Pick a Card Tarot reading. Very simple. Pick a number now between 1 and 5 and I'll do a psychic tarot interpretation for you. You can have more than one number if you would like, and if you're new, subscribe and hit that notification bell. Subscribe and be alive. Okay, let's go to the board now and see what the cards have to say for December. Okay, if you don't want to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you can do A, B, C, D, E or F, whatever. You know, you can call it whatever you like, but the point is that I guess through the principle of randomization, the universe can give you a spiritual message. And because you're picking that number, it's relevant to you. All right, so I'm still going to stay with number 1, probably because I'm just maybe a bit stuck in my ways. But let's have a look what comes out. Okay, number 1, what do I see? I see a lot of little seeds, like native trees and native bushes and the seeds of those things. So these are your internal or your innate gifts that you may have. You can grow your gifts in December if you pick card number 1. The card that comes up is the Ace of Pentacles, which is fabulous. This card keeps coming up regularly lately. This is all about growing your money supply or perhaps your possessions. Sometimes it's a new start to do with your physical body, but not so much. It's usually money is the most common manifestation of this card. Now you see here's the trees, the native trees I was talking about, and there's a lot of confusion, grey cloud, uncertainty, lack of direction, not knowing. Sort of energy instability, because they're clouds, they're grey clouds, but they blow away really quickly actually. So once you go through the portal of trees, and that might be either yourself or your family tree, and when you come out on the other side there's some blue sky there, so you can see more clearly after you've been through the initiation. So Spirit's literally handing you a gift where you can grow your money if you pick card number 1 for December. And that might be because it is the holiday break and Christmas. If you celebrate Christmas, that might be that a new start in finances around money. Maybe you decide to hold Christmas at another time, before or after you can get things much more cheaply. Everything goes on sale after Christmas. So, you might say, oh, well, I can cut the Christmas bill in half if I, have it on December 27th or something like that. Yeah. Okay, now we're doing card number 2. Card number 2. These white horses here in front of me with wings. I think they are unicorns. I didn't actually see the horn, but I see the wings for sure. Horses are about horsepower, feeling more powerful and letting that power help you to fly in your ideas. Flights of fancy in your mind. There's a certain amount of power there with it. Because it's white, it indicates it's probably coming from spirit. There's a purity or an innocence there. So just let your mind wander to wherever it goes in the other realms. And don't be too much of a censor to yourself. So you might get 10 brilliant ideas, but actually only one is practical. If you get one that you can actually pull off, I always think that you're doing well, because it's very easy to go with the flow and have these brilliant ideas. It's another kettle altogether to actually manifest them into physical reality. Okay, the card that comes up is the King of Cups. This came up this morning on Facebook, I think it was. And here we have the King, the master of his emotions. He's usually quite a genuine person, very generous with other people, genuine and generous. And this indigo colour here is about the energy in the third eye. That's the colour of the third eye. So he's got a lot of intuition with the fabulous ability of feeling all his emotions. He doesn't suppress his emotions, you know, and say, oh, well, I'll leave that to another day and not deal with it. He always goes down deep and feels what he feels. There's a lot of wisdom that comes out of his throat, out of his mouth, with these golden messages. And he's a king. The crown chakra is open. He's seated here on a clamshell because he's in touch with his subconscious here, the ocean. The sun in the background here denotes warmth, security, comfort, insight and awareness, and just a lot of knowledge. But somebody who is likely to help you out in your life in some way. If you don't meet anyone like that in December, or you don't know anyone like that, then perhaps go down into yourself and find that energy. It'll be on your DNA somewhere. There will be an ancestor like that can help you. And they're all there, thousands and thousands and tens of thousands of people in the background there in spirit that want to help you out. Okay. And I had an experience years ago. I was seeing green-eyed, red-haired children, and I thought this went on for a very long time, like a year or more, and they were my ancestors, my Celtic ancestors. But eventually I started to see red-haired men, and then I saw this king with red hair, and he's actually stuck around all these years, and he's helped me out because he doesn't put up with rubbish. If someone starts spewing rubbish, he just chops off their head. So naturally I don't actually do that physically, but out of my mouth, and I can't, it's almost like I can't control it, but it's him, and he just cuts them down with logic. He'll just come out of my mouth and go, nah, and that's it. You know, so I've said to him, you know, try and calm it down a bit. You want to run all of these energies through a human heart, you know. So he's still back in the 1400s, 1500s, chopping people's heads off. That's the way he deals with stuff. But occasionally that can be really useful. So go back through your family, in your DNA. It might take you a while, but yeah, you'll find someone who can help you. Okay, number three. Close my eyes. What do I see? Walking along a sort of dark laneway, a lot of cobblestones. Oh, it's about probably late 1800s or something like that. It does feel quite British, or, well, actually specifically London. It's like I'm in London. And walking along, I know where I'm going, but it's dark and it's sort of dank. There's a big mosquito here too, so beware of parasites and bloodsuckers. Okay, vampires. All right, that's what this is heading to. And I'll open my eyes now because I don't need to see the rest. I know what this is about. It's about people drawing on your energy. So if you pick card number 3, don't let people suck you dry in December. They may take and take and take if you let them. It's time to be assertive and draw in that energy that just chops people off if they're starting a conversation and they're going in a direction you don't like and you know what they're going to say. You can just use logic and cut them off there and be, really assertive with your rights. You know, you've got rights too. And I know it's really hard at Christmas time. At Absolute Soul Secrets, we see a lot of phone calls around Christmas time, people terribly upset with families or partners or, people they're in love with and they don't hear from them at Christmas, or something goes wrong. I don't know. There's just so many. So, look after yourself at Christmas time, please. The card that comes up is the 4 of Wands. Now, I want to say to those of you who feel like you've been working very hard lately, you've been doing a lot of work for little reward. This is really saying take a break and enjoy the reward. There is a limited opportunity coming up. This could be the Christmas break where you deserve a rest and you deserve just to enjoy yourself. Limited opportunity because it's a limited time frame. So it's almost like you can do this and nobody's going to think any less of you if you have a bit of a break around Christmas. It will really help clean up your energy. I feel like, especially after Christmas, I know it's hard at Christmas time, and then here in Australia we have Boxing Day, which comes from the old English habit of boxing up the leftovers and giving that to the poor people. That's what they did hundreds of years ago. We still celebrate Boxing Day in Australia. And so it's very hard, because there's always a leftover food to eat. But after that, you might consider a detox. Okay, I'm just getting the sense of bloating and just, maybe go down to 1 or 2 meals a day if you possibly can. And, no alcohol, no sugar. It's always good before a meal to put a teaspoon of vinegar, any sort of vinegar, into a glass of clean water, not from the tap, pure water, and a teaspoon of vinegar before a meal will help stabilise your blood sugars. If you want to know more about that, go to Zoe Science and Nutrition out of the UK. I've been watching some of their videos on YouTube. Fabulous. And other things you can do, like hacks for eating. Eat your vegetables first, then the proteins, then the oils, and lastly the starches. And that's really beneficial for your gut biome and keeps your blood sugar levels more even, so that you don't have the afternoon crash where you fall asleep or whatever. Okay. Now, card number 4. I digress, as I sometimes do. I see, actually it's similar to this, but it's a window, but it's on a sort of high-rise, like high-rise apartments. And it still means a limited opportunity in terms of time, but it's in a more sort of, it's in a city, it's in a more sort of stressed environment. I'm thinking that's got to do with, I think this has still got to do with card number 3. But I want to move on to card number 4 now. And so I want a new vision. There's Jupiter in the background. A leaf probably fell off a tree, so he's growling at the front door. Money. I see money. I see the actual green backs, the notes. So this is actual money. And there's a conveyor belt with money on it coming out towards me. So there's some money opportunities for you in December if you've picked card number 4. The card that comes up, bingo, the 6 of Pentacles. Okay, this is about your money, how you dole it out, how you organise it, who you pay, when you pay them, and how you pay, and all of that. So it is good for finances. It helps keep you organised and helps keep you in control of your money. And if you're generous with poor people, or you're generous with other people where you can afford to be, don't go silly with it, but where you can afford to donate, or where you can afford to help somebody out with money, then you may consider it. And the universe will take care of you in some way. But this makes your finances more important in the month of December. And it says you're good at organising, and a bit of charity doesn't go astray here and there as well, especially if you're in Australia, regarding our wildlife. That would be good if you could donate to, wildlife organisations, because our wildlife is just in tatters here now. After we lost 3 billion animals were killed in the 2019 fires. We lost, it's just terrible, breaks my heart. Number 5. Number 5 is alive. I'll close my eyes now. What do I see? A lot of purple coming through now. Very spiritual energy. It's coming through on the diagonal, sort of on a diagonal kind of slant. It reminds me of an arrow. So it's sort of like going places, being spiritual and getting somewhere. And also seeking attainment, seeking success. Looking towards a certain goal and actually getting there, but in a spiritual way. The card that comes up is the 2 of Swords. This can be about making a decision. On one hand this, on the other hand that. But sometimes these decisions, or these choices or options in the decision, they can be at cross purposes to each other. They can, it's hard to decide what to do. Now, the issue here is to remember that in the background there's reflections of a pattern, and this is history. This is the baggage that we all carry. So, don't feel bad if you feel like you're being influenced by the past or by past patterns. We all have this issue because we are who we are because of what's happened to us and the decisions we've made. So in December, there is a decision where you have to use your mind, your brain. You have to really think about what you want to do. There's no point going in with blind faith. You need some sort of logic behind you. You also need to listen to your intuition as well. So Swords is all about the logical side, the analytical side of your brain. Yeah, we need that, especially where money is concerned, and use your intuition as well. We've all got intuition. That's the thing. It's natural. It's a natural ability. Okay, so there we have December. It's more or less a normal sort of month. There's no major arcana there, which is actually quite unusual. Usually have, one or two, and we have none. So it says it's a time of domesticity, tending to your personal maintenance, your home maintenance, your family's maintenance, that sort of thing. Maybe not the best time for striking out into a major life decision. Get all the holidays over and then do it perhaps. But yeah, I'll leave that up to you to consider. Alrighty, so that's it, everyone. I hope this is useful for you. Please leave a like or a comment, and if you're new, subscribe and be alive and hit that notification bell right now. Have a fabulous month, everyone, and Merry Christmas to all of those that celebrate Christmas. Okay, thanks, and bye for now. Thanks so much for watching. Please visit my website, absolutesoulsecrets.com, for all things spiritual. Have a lovely day.